Welcome, everybody, to Voices of Impact. My name is Atieno Otonglo. I'm the Market Development Manager at the Global Steering Group for Impact, and I'm based in Nairobi. Today, I have with me Hilly Hirt. She's from our Israel National Partner. Welcome, Hilly.
Thank you for having me.
So, we are going to be talking about collaboration for impact, and we are going to be sharing about the great work of our national partners across the globe with a focus on the work that's happening in Israel and how that is really coming together to help and to escalate the rate of impact investing across the globe, and with a special focus on Africa and the emerging markets.
Thank you. I love the use of the word escalate. I don't know why it always connects to something negative with me, but it's actually brilliant.
Yep.
Escalating the impact investments.
Wonderful. Because at the pace at which things are going in Africa, we really need to make sure that we are escalating things. We have too much to sort out. The need is there. And so we need to make sure that we are moving very intentionally.
I have to say, I think that your topic for the panel was brilliant because really without collaboration, you can't make anything happen. Nobody's good at everything. And you have to capitalize on the strength of your partners in order to really create a system change. You need to know what works as much as you need to know what doesn't work. And I think it's all about being able to export, what you're good at. And I can say, for example, for the Israeli NP, we have this social bank in Israel called Ogan, and they have this fantastic blended finance vehicle to provide loans to both household, NGOs, small and medium businesses. And I know that there was work being done, for example, with Indonesia on bringing that model over there, or understanding how you can access new pots of financing by partnering with other regions where the financings exist there, but you're actually bringing some of the knowledge with you. So you really need to sort of fortify the ability to work together, build the trust, share the information in order for things to bring the outcomes you're looking for.
Thank you so much, Hilly, for that introduction. I'm going to pause you there a bit because I want us to take a bit of a step back. And I want to ask you, from the point of view of the Israel National Partner for Impact Investing, why is it so important to collaborate, and how do you see the national partner stepping in, supporting and aligning its objectives and strategy with the need to support other frontier markets and developing economies like Africa and Asia and Latin America, amongst others? Why is it so important to the work of the national partner in Israel?
So I think I mentioned it on stage. Israel has a good pipeline, but there's a lot of things that we're missing. And one of them is the understanding of markets. At the end of the day, we look at Africa, and this is the go-to markets to be in. This is where you want to invest. This is where innovation is coming from. It's a hotbed. Investors are coming here. Not being part of Africa is not understanding global, in general, the global movement. And I think, Israel is very, very small. So I think one time, on the one hand, we want to be part of that effort and contribute where we can. Also, on a value-based level, also in understanding that we can really make a change. But also, we can't grow if we don't learn from Africa as well. And I think Roystone in the panel said it really well. There's sort of a clash, right? Israel is very risk-taking on technology and innovation, but kind of risk-averse on markets. And when you look at Africa, it knows its market, it knows its people, but it's a little bit risk-averse on technology, innovation, and things that are new. Together, we can mitigate the risk for both sides and sort of create that wow outcomes that we're looking for.
Oh, wonderful. That's really great. So from my own personal experience, Hilly, I'm Kenyan. And in Kenya, we have collaborated quite closely and look up to Israel when it comes to areas, for example, like technology, agriculture, education, innovation, science, and technology. What are some of the key sectors or regions that you are currently focusing on when it comes to collaboration?
So thank you for asking, and I'm so happy you have a positive experience in Kenya from Israel.
Yep.
So the Israeli NP has also created a working group locally around emerging and frontier markets. So we're also trying to understand where we can provide the most value. Um, and we again, happy to collaborate on that with anybody, in the African continent, but also in Asia that would like to work with us. Um, and I think that right now we can see a lot of AI coming up. Also, by the way, in mental health and trauma, there's room for AI. There's a lot of AI around healthcare, point of care diagnostics, remote health, personalized medicine. We can also see, climate, very big thing happening in Israel. We've been talking a lot about the upcoming COP and how there's work that the GSG is doing with PRI, and one of our NPs is leading, right? They're doing amazing work in Brazil. And we were having conversations saying, because the GSG has so many partners, we can bring the whole value chain. So not only the PRI, the investors, the intermediaries, but also the pipeline. And everybody's talking about lack of pipeline. And that's somewhere that we could plug in and really provide value. But it only works if we really look at the value chain in a holistic manner and at, impact ecosystems in a holistic manner and work together.
Oh, so wonderfully put. So I would like to take you a bit back on what you've just said. There's so much for example, the African region to borrow from Israel and to partner on. But I also wanted to understand, where does the Israel National Partner get its inspiration from? Because we're a global community. Are there specific regions or countries where maybe you have borrowed some ideas or collaborated with and, actually benefited from the exchange of knowledge and ideas, and maybe even capital?
That's such an interesting question, because I feel like Israel, like some other countries, are kind of in the in-between, right? As far as our GDP and our development is concerned, we're a high-income country. We're a developed market. But there are a lot of elements missing in our ecosystem that actually we're closer to emerging markets. For example, in blended finance, where it's sort of a natural, it's organic already in Africa, but we're only trying it for the first time. And we had to take our learnings from here, because there's the most experience, the most success stories, the most lessons to be learned, the most diversity in sectors. So, but on the other hand, our institutions are a lot more similar to the Netherlands, to Germany. So we need to know how to speak that language and how to provide them, the value propositions that they're looking for. And it's getting inspiration for both and trying to make something new, blending it together in order to find that sweet spot that works. And I think one of our biggest challenges now will really be with the work group looking at emerging markets, because Israel doesn't have a development finance institution. And the only way we're going to learn how to build the right and structure the right development finance institution right now happening is by looking at Africa.
Thank you so much, Hilly. We really appreciate all your insights. It's been great speaking with you, and I hope you enjoyed the panel. It's been fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're such a great moderator.
Oh, thank you so much.
Fantastic work.
Yeah, thank you. Amazing, and looking forward to our continued collaboration and partnership.
Indeed.
Thank you so much,
So
Hilly.
much.
Thank you.